So for this level, there are a few secret rooms that we can't access unless we have the offensive suit, so we're going to start off with that one. I hope you really like that guitar riff, because we're going to be hearing it the whole game. There's a new enemy type here. Not these guys, we've already seen these guys. This robot Roomba. It shoots lasers. We can jump over its lasers, and we can also block them. It goes down from just 3 kicks of our offensive suit. We also attack faster while we use the offensive suit, in addition to being more powerful. So the offensive suit is by far the quickest way to get rid of enemies. The only issue is that it has no defense. You get knocked over by everything, and you take massive amounts of damage. This special crate can only be broken with a spin kick from the offensive suit. The spin kick isn't very useful for much else. Sometimes the boxes in these extra rooms have enemies in them. You can't help that. You might notice that the game started us out with the defensive suit in spite of us choosing the offensive suit, and that's because we get both. The game gives us whichever suit it thinks is best, but we also get to keep whichever suit we choose personally. These new enemies can jump in the air over our head and kick us, and they do backflips and all kinds of crazy acrobatic nonsense. But they're very weak to our offensive suit's kick. Just walk up to them and smash it 4 times and they go down. This level is pretty much going to be all about the offensive suit. We're going to use it a lot here. It is definitely the second best suit, right next to the defense suit. And then comes the standard suit and the nimble suit, which is almost entirely useless. There's another secret room right over to our left. Hopefully we can get an actual item this time. Nope. But that's okay. There are a lot of health pickups in this stage. More than in the last one, that's for sure. So, we have another new enemy type here, the Minotaur. I would not recommend running up and attacking him with the offensive suit, because he will not tolerate that. He will break you right out of your combo and then smack you to death. So I recommend pulling out your defensive suit, because that elbow smash we do, that stuns him. Now we could go to the door right next to us, but instead we're going to come down here, and we're going to use our offensive suit to open this secret door. In the secret door, we don't have to fight the mini-boss, but in the regular door we do. You might notice we've been picking up batarangs. Those are useless, almost as useless as the Dark Knight staff. The elbow smash move that the defensive suit has is actually the key to defeating a lot of enemies without getting hit, including some of the bosses. I learned about it as a kid, thankfully, otherwise I never would have finished this thing. There's only 2 other playthroughs I've been able to find of this thing. One of them is by the official longplays.org, but they tend to use tool assists when they play older games, so I'm not going to count that, because I have no way of knowing. And the other playthrough is just some guy using the offensive suit and completely tanking everything, which, I mean, you can do that, but there is an easier way. Not for this part, though. For this part, the easiest thing you can possibly do is use the kick attack. Enemies go down in 3 to 4 hits with the offensive suit, and like I said, you also attack faster. Another method to take out the Minotaur, assuming you do not have the defensive suit for some reason, is to charge up your nunchucks. Ow. If you do it properly, just 3 charged attacks from your nunchucks will put him down. But if you have the defensive suit, that's almost always the better option. I also feel it's worth noting that this game has a PS1 port that no one seems to have played through entirely, but I can't really blame them in this instance because it looks so terrible. Now certainly, this game is not the best either, I'm sure that's fairly obvious. But the PS1 version has worse sound effects, it doesn't have a suit changing mechanic, and the levels take much longer and are much less interesting. It does seem to have better music for what that's worth, but when this version has better everything else, I'm not sure it matters too much. Wolf here is capable of hurling projectile needles at us for some reason. Not quite sure why that is. The fastest way to take him out is with the offensive suit. Just move up or down to avoid his needles until you get back over to him, and then mash that kick button. Now you can take him out much slower and safer using the defensive suit, but I was confident that I could do this without dying, so